Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be playing a little bit of Heroes of Might and Magic 3 HD Edition on the PS Vita. Wow. This game is pretty nostalgic for me, and I played it a ton when I was a kid. I thought it was really cool, just all the different scenarios we have, and yeah, if you like games like Civilization or Age of Empires, it's kind of turn-based, so that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I just can't really believe that they got this on here. I knew that the HD edition obviously existed. I've played it on tablets before, but yeah, it's just really cool. This game, if you are in your late 20s, early 30s, or a little bit older, probably remember playing Heroes of Might and Magic series, whether you played Heroes of Might and Magic 2 or Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Just a really cool game. So a couple of years ago, someone had also ported over Heroes of Might and Magic 2 on the PS Vita, which I may make another video on, but it was a little choppy. So anyways, getting right into it, everything works good. It's all touchscreen. I know Heroes of Might and Magic 2 port, you can use the thumbsticks as your mouse, which makes things easier. So I have really big thumbs, and it's nice to know that you can click on everything, but it's pretty hard, as you will see, to click on everything. But yeah, it works great. Just really crazy to see this. Got awesome music. Load times aren't amazing or fantastic, but just crazy that you can have like a Polly Pocket version of Heroes of Might and Magic 3 on your PS Vita. So so I booted this up. Again, it looks great. It's just so small. I have such big thumbs, super difficult to press these buttons. Thinking about getting like a little stylus, or hoping that they somehow can support the thumbsticks as the mouse at some point. But yeah, it's all here. Get your hero. You can equip different things, spell books, armor. This game is pretty awesome. I don't know. It's just so crazy. It's so dynamic, and it can get really deep. Picking up resources, doing different things for your turn. You have movement. It is so tiny, and I have such big hands. Definitely gonna have to order a stylus, but yeah, you can do experience, knowledge, you can cast spells. Like, it's just a really cool game if you like stuff like Lord of the Rings, and the turn-based aspect is really cool as well. The battle system is really neat. It's just a lot of fun, and I'm going to have some fun just messing around on here in my spare time, If you're wanting the full experience of this game, I definitely think that the tablet version is probably your best bet. Sorry, not tablet, but a computer version. You can get it on Steam. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing like what we can do with this, and where it can go from here. So it looks like everything's here. You got your different castles, all kinds of different things, different troops. So yeah, anyways, it's pretty amazing. Pretty shocked here, but I'll show you guys how to set it all up. Alrighty, in order to get Heroes of Might and Magic 3 up and running on your PS Vita, you will need a couple of things. You're going to need 2 plugins. You're going to need some files, actually 3 files from the original Heroes of Might and Magic 3 HD edition for Android. You're going to need a VPK, and it shouldn't take too long. These instructions are a little confusing. You do not just download this game and it works. You kind of have to set it up and have a copy of the game. So it is really cool, but I'll show you kind of what you need to do. Okay, so you need to follow it step by step. You start with these plugins. You need to make sure that these are installed. Auto Plugin 2 has both of these, except for I think this Cubage run may not be up to date. So you're going to want to find these, make sure they're the most up-to-date versions, and make sure that they are on your kernel and installed properly. Okay, so that's step 1, plugins. Step 2, well, let me talk about this first. So here's another plugin, which a couple of days ago you needed to have as well with these. But at the time of this recording, you no longer need this plugin anymore, okay? So install these 2 plugins. Then you need to obtain an APK file of Heroes of Might and Magic 3 HD edition for Android, and two of the OBB files, the main OBB file and the patch. So it explains those a little bit. And then you're essentially in these next steps going to extract those files and then put them on your Vita. And then you also need to install the VPK, which I did last. Okay, so let me show you kind of what that looks like. So I've got all these files here. I created a folder, which I'll put them all of them into to put onto my Vita. This file right here is that third plugin, which you no longer need. So I'm just going to put it on here because I already did that, but you don't need that file anymore. That's the VPK. I'll put that in last. It doesn't matter what order. I'm just explaining it. So according to the instructions, you start with these APK and OBB files. So you're going to extract all three of them. This is what they look like. The APK, this is the patch OBB and the main OBB. So you're going to extract these two files right here. They will extract into these folders, which have data files in them that you'll need. So I'm going to put those in the folder to go on the Vita, and then I don't need these OBB files anymore. And then this APK will extract into another folder. And according to the site right here, open the APK, extract it, and then copy this file right here over. Okay, so I don't have the folder anymore, but I extracted it and I pulled this file. That file is going to need to go onto your Vita, and then you don't need this APK anymore, or the original one. And then you need the VPK as last. Okay, so the VPK, got it from this website here. Yeah, so you'll download the VPK. VPKs you should be familiar with if you're doing anything of this sort already. Okay, so you got the VPK. So this is what that folder should look like. You can name it anything, or you can just put these files on your Vita if you're smart enough to figure out where they need to go. Just follow the instructions, but I'll meet you back in Vitashell. But yeah, just one more time. Here's the OBB files, their data files. Okay, this is the VPK. It's going to be the last step. This is that extra kernel plugin, which you don't need. And then this SO file came from the APK file. Okay, so the three extracted files, your VPK, and then this plugin you don't need anymore because at the time of the recording, we don't need that file anymore. All right, so I'm going to go into Vitashell and just show you what I have done. I've already placed the files where they need to go. So I'll go down to the UXO, and then this is the Heroes of Might and Magic 3 folder that I placed in. I launched the VPK after placing all the files where they needed to go, so this is what was left over. Let's see, my TIE file folder with all my plugins is located in my URO, so I'll show you what that looks like. Here it is. I've got the FD fix on and the Q bridge, and then just below that you can see that other one that you don't actually need, but here's where it is. And if you need to install these manually, I'll try and show you what that looks like real quick. So it's not on this one. You actually need to go down to the config text or txt, and then this is where you would manually enter in your plugin if you needed to. As you can see, I've just entered it in. If you needed to do that, you would do insert line and type it in correctly. You can definitely mess your Vita up with this, but yeah, so that's how you do it. Let's see what else. After you've entered that in, you will usually want to reboot, which is what I'm going to do here. All right, and that's Heroes of Might and Magic 3 HD on the PS Vita. I know there's probably a lot of questions, so if you have any, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll try and help you the best I can. Subscribe and give a thumbs up. I'm going to make more content going over a lot of gaming things, but yeah, I appreciate you watching. Let me know if you've played Heroes of Might and Magic on Vita or in the past, and we'll see you on the next one.